Welcome to Clean Freaking Germaphobe. Today we're going to do some kitchen hacks, and there's some great ones you're going to love. The first one, I wanted to test something that people say that you can do, and that is cooking a potato in your dishwasher. I put it on the, I think, 2.5 hour cycle. Now I'm pulling it out, and we're going to see if it cooked all the way through. Now when I unwrapped it, it's definitely hot, and it looks black a little bit, so it looks like it's been cooked, but let's just cut it open and see. As I'm cutting into this, it's definitely too crunchy. I would never eat it because it's not soft enough. I would call this hack a fail unless you like undercooked potato. Next one, I'm going to use parchment paper. I went to Target and I found some compostable types. And while I was there, I also discovered they had ones for baking sheets that have the grid on it and they're reusable up to 3 times. I'm going to try those next, but this hack is to help you with your muffin tins. This is a quick way to get that bakery look, and I think it's kind of rustic and cool looking. So you just cut the parchment into squares, find a glass that fits into the muffin tin, and put the parchment paper on the end to form it, and it makes a perfect size to fit. So do I like this hack? Absolutely. I don't think I'm going to buy any cupcake liners. You can make these smaller if you want for regular cupcakes, but I like the look. I think it's fun, so I'll definitely be using this one again. What about you? How do you like these hacks? Which one are you going to use? I just want to know, so comment below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a perfect time to do that. This hack helps you seal packages like plastic using a water bottle. So if you don't have a chip clip or another way to seal them, this can work. Let's try it out. You just take off the top of the bottle and remove the lid, and then thread the package through the top and then put the lid back on. This is a pretty thin package and it wasn't easy to get the lid back on. So I would call this an okay hack, but it will work in a pinch. This next hack is another potato hack. I think I'm obsessed with them right now because it was just Thanksgiving and we had a lot of potatoes. The reason you want to do this hack is to prevent having to peel potatoes. That takes forever. Wash the potatoes thoroughly, then use a knife to score them. Don't go too deep, but just go around the entire potato with the knife in the center, and then boil them on the stove. And this can take a while, but if you have an Instant Pot, it will go faster. Then when they're soft, prepare an ice bath and put the hot potatoes in. You're just gonna peel off the skin. Does it work? Oh my gosh, yes! This is the best way to peel potatoes that there ever was. If you want to save money on paper towels, maybe your kids just use too many and you don't have the kind that make a smaller one, this is another hack that you can try out. Take a full paper towel roll, cut it in half with a non-serrated knife. I learned that by sad experience. It'll shred if you use a serrated knife. Then you just cut them in half, and even though they look like rolls of toilet paper, it'll make it easier to save on your paper towels because you'll get smaller pieces at a time. This hack is okay if it is a problem at your house and you want to go through the extra trouble of doing this. I think it will save money and it can help your paper towels last longer, but will I do it? Probably not. Here's another hack for anyone who bakes. I like to use parchment paper on my baking sheets. That's pretty easy, but when it comes to cake pans or 8x10 pans or anything with sides, it doesn't work. The parchment paper won't stay in. I've seen people flip the pan upside down and try to mold the parchment paper to it and then turn it back over and put it in, but it just doesn't work very well. It didn't stay. So that hack didn't work for me, but this one. So first, just measure out some parchment paper. Just make sure that it is long enough on the sides and ends to go up to the top of your pan. Next, use cooking pan so that the paper releases easily and it'll help it stick to the sides. Next, you're going to cut out the corners and that will make it fit into the pan really nicely. It's so easy. It will prevent a big mess. I think this is a thumbs up. I would do this hack every time, and I'm going to from now on. And this is my last potato hack. I tried a bunch of them because I wanted to see what one worked best. This is good if you're making mashed potatoes or you need riced potatoes, like you're gonna make gnocchi or something. You just cut them in half, boil them just like the other method that I showed you, but instead of peeling off the skin, you just push the potatoes through something like this strainer basket. You can also use a baking rack. It's a little bit messier, but all the skins stay behind and it was really fast. And I was doing this with hot potatoes, so you don't even have to wait for them to cool down. I would call this hack another win. I would do this again in a second. I really hate chopping up things into little pieces. I usually use a food processor, but you can't with potatoes. I'm going to show you this amazing cutting board. I just want to point out a few other features. One thing I really like is the handle. It's easy to grip and makes it so you can conveniently hang it in a cupboard. And it has these rubber that are textured so that you're not going to slip. It also has these grips all throughout and in the middle so that your cutting board won't slide around on your countertop. Okay, I have some tomatoes from my garden. I'm just going to demonstrate cutting one, and I'm going to dice these. Now normally I would just take my knife and scrape this. This is where the magic happens. I'm just going to take my hand like this and I'm going to dump it and get everything off with one hand. And then it's really easy to clean. You can put it in the dishwasher. Again, two-handed way of doing it is scraping it off with a knife. The one-handed way of doing it is just to make a funnel.